What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Baltimore State Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. And today, Baltimore State heads down to Mississippi to take on Ole Miss, who's sitting at 4-2 on the season, the same record as Baltimore State. So last video, I actually didn't take a look at the top 25, and here you go. Notre Dame and Minnesota still 1-2. Stanford up to number 3, Oregon at 4, and North Carolina 5. So Stanford jumps all the way from 5 to 3. While the other two move down a spot. Derek Towns is still the top candidate to win the Heisman. And we take a quick look at Ole Miss, who are 4-2 on the season, and they're coming off a blowout loss to Auburn. So Baltimore State actually played Auburn closer than Ole Miss did, which could bode well for them today, but we'll have to see what happens. Baltimore State kicks it deep to start the game, and here we go. William Morris kicks it deep. And that's going to go over the upright for a touchback. So out comes Trent James and the Ole Miss offense. 1st and 10. James going to check down to Goodman, and he gets blown up. A big hit there by Alex Ace draws the ball loose. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 10. And here's a handoff up the middle. Donald Washington going to pick up about 2 on the play. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 8 as Ole Miss goes up tempo. James looking over the middle for Goodman, and he just couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete, and Ole Miss goes 3 and out to start the game. So Baltimore State with the ball now, 2nd and 10. Here's Julius Hobbs dropping back. He'll roll to his left, and he's looking on the field. He lets it fly, and there's Jalen Morrison who makes the grab at the 25-yard line of Ole Miss. And now Baltimore State with a new set of downs deep in Ole Miss territory, 2nd and 8. Hobbs going to throw underneath, finds Dustin Scott, who's able to juke forward up to about the 14-yard line. That'll be a new set of downs. So now 3rd and 7 from the 10-yard line. Hobbs lets it fly right side, and Hobart can't make the grab. It's tipped away. That'll lead to a 4th down. Baltimore State settles for 3, and it's 3-0. So under 5 minutes to go. Here's a handoff to Mitchell. He gets blown up in the backfield. No gain on the play. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 7. James drops back. Throws across his body, and he finds Mitchell, who picks up the 1st down and more, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's into Baltimore State territory up to about the 45-yard line. So that's a big play to keep the drive alive for Ole Miss. Now 1st and 10. Hand off to Washington. He takes it to the left side, and he's brought down by his face mask. Joe Lopamawa going to be called for the face mask on the play, and that's going to give Ole Miss very good field position now. They're in the red zone now, 3rd and 4. James going to drop back. Checks down to Lewis. Lewis breaks a tackle, and he's going to pick up the 1st down up to about the 12. Baltimore State really struggling to slow down this high-octane offense, but there's a big stop. James going to be dropped for a 4-yard loss as Tony Gardner makes the stop. Now 3rd and 11. James throws left side to a wide-open Goodman. Touchdown Ole Miss. They get on the board and take a 7-3 lead with under 3 minutes to go in the 1st. So now Baltimore State looking to respond, 2nd and 10. Here's Hobbs rolling to his right. And he's going to throw across his body, finds Cinder, and Cinder going to get up to about the 30. That's a new set of downs. Now 1st and 10. Hobbs on the play fake. And he's going to run out of time, and he's brought down for the sack. He's going to lose 9 yards on the play. That leads to a 2nd and 19. The right tackle just didn't even block the end there, and Hobbs is dropped yet again. Brandon Williams came in unblocked, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 31. Hobbs just has to throw it. He's hit as he throws, and Rutledge couldn't make the grab. Incomplete. Baltimore State has to punt it away. So now Ole Miss near midfield now, 2nd and 8. James looks to the left side, throws the bowling, and he's able to get a foot in bounds. That'll be a 14-yard gain, and again, Ole Miss in Baltimore State territory. 1st and 10, James brought down in the backfield, coughs up the football, but it's recovered by an offensive lineman. He'll lose 6 on the play. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 16. This time the counter to Washington. He has plenty of blocking down the field, and he gets up to about the 32. That'll be a gain of 10. Last play of the 1st quarter. Here's James on 3rd and 6. He's going to be wrangled in the backfield for the sack. Bailey Barber gets there on the blitz as he just comes in untouched and just runs in and drags down James in the backfield. And that'll end the 1st quarter. Ole Miss leads 7-3 in what is so far a close ball game. Ole Miss opens up the second quarter with a 55-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it's just inside left upright and good. Ole Miss with a 10-3 lead. So now here's the ensuing kickoff. Cinder back to return this one. He usually takes it out of the end zone. That's what he's going to do here. Cinder with the spin move. He's brought down at about the 15, but now there's a flag on the play. It's going to be clipping against the receiving team. So now Baltimore State going to start off with the ball at the 8-yard line. 1st and 10. Hand off to Cinder. Sweep right side. He's going to cough the football up. He took a big hit, and Ole Miss has the ball at about the 7-yard line. And call me crazy, but I don't think that's the way that Baltimore State wanted to start their second quarter. Ole Miss with the ball at the 10. Now 2nd and goal. Here's a handoff to Washington right up the middle, and he goes in untouched. Touchdown Ole Miss. They take a 17-3 lead. And Baltimore State not in a good situation now. Down 2 scores. Now 2nd and 10. Hobbs going to roll to his right. He's going to run for the first down himself, and he slides at about the 41. So a new set of downs for Baltimore State. Now at the 41. Now 2nd and 10. Hobbs going to hand it off to Henley. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. Baltimore State hasn't had a whole lot of success running the ball today. Now 3rd and 6. Hobbs over the middle finds Hobart, and he's going to get into Ole Miss territory up to about the 45. That'll move the sticks. Now 1st and 10. Hobbs in the shotgun alone. He's going to throw it down the field looking for Hobart. It's tipped into the air, and that should have been intercepted. But Hobbs gets away with that one. Now 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff. Cinder taking the sweep right side. Nice spin move there. He's going to get into the open field up to about the 30. So that's a nice run. Maybe that'll get the run game going for Baltimore State as they have a new set of downs. Now 3rd and 10 from the 30. Hobbs steps up, throws down the field into triple coverage and incomplete. Hobbs got very lucky there as he was looking for Zach Hobart. So now Roger Callaway will attempt his 2nd field goal of the game. Kick is up, and it's good. The Ole Miss lead now cut down to 11. But now the Baltimore State defense has to find a way to stop this Ole Miss offense. 1st and 10. There's a throw to Mills. He's going to pick up about 5, but he's not down. That's going to be 7 instead. So now a gain of 7. That's going to be 2nd and 3. James going to keep it himself on the read option. Picks up the first down out past the 40. So 1st and 10, Ole Miss. Here's a handoff to Washington. Plenty of space in front of him into Baltimore State territory up to about the 46. First down Rebels. Now 2nd and 9. James under pressure gets it away, and he finds Bonner, who breaks the tackle. He's going to get up to the 35 as Ole Miss is having no problems moving the ball in this drive. Now 2nd and 6. Anderson takes a big hit. He's going to lose a yard in the play. That leads to a 3rd and 7. James looking left side, and he finds Carter, who gets separation away from Armstrong and steps out at about the 22. It's now 2nd and 7. James running the option. He takes a shot, though. Mitchell going to run up the right sideline. He's pushed out of bounds at the 5. But Trent James is still down, and he is helped off the field. It did not look good, ladies and gentlemen. George Lee into the game at quarterback now. He hands it off, and Washington gets into the end zone yet again. Ole Miss with a 24-6 lead as we approach halftime. Baltimore State trying to get something going before the end of the half, and it's tipped into the air, and honestly, that should have been intercepted. I don't know how Hobbs got away with that one. But now 3rd and 7. Hobbs under pressure, and he's hit as he throws incomplete, and Baltimore State again goes 3 and out. So out comes William Morris to punt it away. It's a good snap, very good punt, except he punts it into the blocking for the punt return. Here's Justice up the left sideline. He's going to break a tackle and get up to about the 42. Ole Miss having no problem moving the football against this Baltimore State offense so far. But with the change at quarterback, we'll have to see what happens as Lee throws it down the field looking for Mills, and he's able to make the grab at the 16-yard line. A hell of a catch by Desmond Mills, who was able to get at least 1 foot in bounds, and that's all he needed. It looked like he got both, though. So now 3rd and 7. Ole Miss looking to extend their lead before the half. Lee going to scramble, and he breaks a tackle, just runs over a defender, coughs up the football, but is picked up by Washington, who takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. And now Ole Miss up 31-6 with a minute to go in the half. And now here's the pitch out to Colin Mentor as Baltimore State just looks to do something here, but nothing is working whatsoever for this Baltimore State offense. Now 2nd and 12, under a minute to go. Hobbs gonna throw right side, looking for Morrison. He's intercepted. This has not been a good half of football for Baltimore State, no matter how you slice it. I mean, nothing has gone right for them pretty much, and they trail 31-6, and it could get worse before the end of the half. Now 3rd and 4, time winding down in the quarter. Here's Lee gonna scramble, and a big hit from Bailey Barba. Baltimore State gonna burn a timeout, and now Ole Miss gonna try a very long field goal. They made a 55-yarder, so this is pretty much a chip shot. They're up 34-6 now. That'll be the score at halftime. We'll be right back with the second half of football when we come back. To say that wasn't a good half of football for Baltimore State would be an understatement. 202 yards of total offense for Ole Miss, while Baltimore State didn't even crack 100. That is not a good first half, but bad news for Ole Miss. Trent James is out with a bruised sternum. He'll miss the rest of the game, so George Lee will be the quarterback moving forward for Ole Miss. And now 1st and 10, and Hobbs, let's just be real, he's not getting any type of blocking right now. He's hit as he throws, incomplete, so now 2nd and 10. Hobbs going to check down to Cinder. Spins, and he's going to pick up about 9 on the play. That's going to make it a 3rd and 1. Here's a handoff to Mentor, and Colin Mentor with his best run of the game. A 10-yard gain in the play. That's going to bring up a new set of downs for Baltimore State. Now 1st and 10. Handoff to Cinder. And Cinder going to be brought down after a gain of 6. That's going to lead to a 2nd and 4. Hobbs going to drop back. Looking for the screen. There's Cinder. He has blocks down the field. Cinder cuts it outside to the 30. Cuts back inside, and he's past the 20 up to about the 17-yard line. That'll be a 33-yard gain in the play. And maybe that'll be the spark that gives this Baltimore State offense life. 2nd and 7. Baltimore State inside the 15 now. And Hobbs going to keep it on the read option. He's going to pick up about 3 on the play. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 4. Hobbs under center. Throws over the middle, and it's tipped away, nearly intercepted by McMahon. But it falls to the turf. Now Baltimore State going to go for it on 4th and 4. Hobbs looking underneath, finds Hobart. He's wide open, and he's inside the 5-yard line up to the 4. And now Baltimore State with goal to go. 1st and goal from the 4. Handoff to Mentor. He takes it outside, and he goes in untouched for the touchdown. So a little bit of headway for Baltimore State as they make it a 21-point game. It's now 2nd and 9. Washington, there's a big block there by that lineman, and Washington picks up about 7 on the play. That'll lead to a 3rd and 1. Now here's Lee. I don't know what happened there, but Lee is blown up in the backfield. Lopamawa brings him down, and I think that was just a botched play by Ole Miss, as it looked like a jet sweep, but it just didn't work out that way. So now more than halfway through the 3rd quarter, and here's Baltimore State. There's a throw to Morrison. He's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down marker. And now Baltimore State will go for it yet again. 4th and 2. Hobbs under pressure, throws off his back foot, incomplete. And Baltimore State will turn it over on downs. Ole Miss has very good field position here. Now 2nd and 7. Here's the pitch out to Anderson on the option. Anderson cuts inside up to about the 34-yard line. That'll be a new set of downs. Now 1st and 10, counter play to Washington. Cuts it outside, and he's able to get up to about the 21. A 12-yard gain in the play as Ole Miss looks to put this one away once and for all. Now 2nd and 10. Lee scrambles, and George Lee meet George Smith. Lee's going to lose 6 on the play. That's Smith's 2nd sack of the game. Now 3rd and 15. Lee looking to the end zone. He wants Carter, and he just couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. A lucky play there for both Hallmiller and Armstrong. And now Ole Miss will settle for a field goal, and the kick is up and good. So now it's a 24-point lead for Ole Miss as they kick it deep. Brady James back to return this one as Cinder's just exhausted at this point from playing both sides of the field. Big block down the field. James up the left sideline to the 40. James out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so a good return. And that might spark this offense. A minute to go in the 3rd. Hobbs over the middle finds Scott. He's going to get into Ole Miss territory up to about the 44. New set of downs, now 1st and 10. Hobbs gets it away over the middle. There's Morrison who makes the grab. He's going to pick up 6. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 4. Hobbs out of the shotgun. Rolls to his right, looking to pick it up himself. No, he throws down the field and finds Rutledge. He gets up to the 16-yard line, a 21-yard strike, and a new set of downs for Baltimore State now, 2nd and 10. Hobbs goes right side, and Coleman just drops it. This is why Coleman doesn't get many passes. Just he doesn't have very good hands at all. Now 3rd and 10. Hobbs over the middle. Finds Quayside. Johnny Quayside making his first appearance of the game. Picks up 11 and a new set of downs. As we enter the 3rd quarter, this one looking like a blowout. 37-13 Ole Miss. As we head into the 4th quarter now. 2nd and goal. Hobbs throws over the middle and is caught by Zach Hobart for the touchdown. Now Baltimore State going to go for 2 to make it a 16-point ball game, but Hobbs is going to be brought down for the sack, so it remains an 18-point game. So it's still a long shot for Baltimore State to come back into this one. Now 1st and 10. Lee going to fake the jet sweep. He's going to pick up some yards, picks up about 7 on the play, up to about the 33. Now 3rd and 5. And Lee going to take the snap. He's going to try to scramble again. He's going to be dragged down for a 3-yard loss. That's a 3 and out. Smith with his 3rd sack of the game. And Ole Miss will have to put it away. So now Baltimore State with the ball. 3rd and 10 from the 40. Hobbs throws left side. Had a man open near the sideline, but throws over the middle, and it's nearly picked off. That's going to lead to a 4th and 10. Baltimore State going to go for it. They really have no choice at this point. Hobbs in the shotgun alone. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to throw down the field, and it's tipped into the air, incomplete. He wanted Hobart, but very good defense there as Ole Miss forces the turnover on downs. So now 3rd and 8. Lee going to overthrow his intended receiver. It's incomplete. So Ole Miss goes 3 and out, and they're going to try a 56-yard field goal. The kicker made one earlier, but he's going to miss this one wide left. No good, so Baltimore State gets very good field position to start their next drive. It could be a moot point, down 18 with 5 minutes to go in the game, though. 3rd and 7. Hobbs goes right side, finds Rutledge, who picks up the 1st down. So Baltimore State's still fighting. Let's see what happens. 1st and 10. Hobbs going to roll to his right. Throws right side, and Hobart able to get both feet in bounds for the 1st down. Now 3rd and 10. They're going to run the ball for some reason. Mentor going to spin his way forward and picks up 8. But now it's going to be 4th and 2. Obviously, it's 4-down territory for Baltimore State. And sure enough, they're going to go for it. Hobbs just going to roll to his right. He's going to pick up the 1st down himself. And he steps out of bounds. That doesn't necessarily stop the clock completely. But he protects the football. That's going to lead to a 3rd and 9 now. Hobbs going to throw to the right side. And he completes it to Hobart, who's up to about the 11. So Obi-Wan Kenobi out here making big plays. Now 1st and 10, 3.5 to go. Hobbs going to roll to his left. He's going to try to scramble, and he's brought down for just a gain at 2. But Baltimore State needs to show more urgency here. 3rd and 5. Hobbs over the middle, finds Scott, and he makes the grab for the touchdown. That's going to make it an 11-point game. And Baltimore State has all 3 timeouts, so anything can happen. Just a quick note, Florida State loses to NC State 28-25. Baltimore State takes on Florida State next week. So instead of kicking a non-side, they're just going to kick a squib here. Spencer, the center, going to pick it up. And he gets up to about the 44. So I'm not sure that squib kick worked out how Baltimore State wanted it to. It's 1st and 10. Ole Miss trying to run the clock out. Here's Washington. That's a good run up to the 32-yard line as Ole Miss continues to run the clock out. Baltimore State keeps their timeouts. Now 1st and 10. And up to Washington. He's hit. He coughs up the football. It's picked up by George Smith. Smith up the left sideline. He might go to the 30, to the 20, and he's going to be brought down at the 11-yard line, and that is exactly what Baltimore State needed. There was a huge hit by Joe Lopamala, and then Smith with the big return almost had the scoop and score there. But now Baltimore State in good position. 1st and 10. Hobbs rolling to the right, throws last second, finds Morrison. He's stopped a yard shy of the 1st down marker in the end zone. Very next play, they go no huddle. Hobbs left side, finds Rutledge. Touchdown, Baltimore State. And just like that, they are down 5. So now Baltimore State going to go for 2 to make this a 3-point game. Hobbs takes the snap. Looking towards the end zone, and he finds Rutledge. He gets the 2-point conversion, and now it's a 3-point game. Baltimore State going to kick the squib kick again. Goes over Spencer's head this time, picked up by Tucker. He's going to be brought down at the 40. So Baltimore State has all 3 timeouts. They just need to get a stop here. Now 1st and 10, handoff to Washington. Washington, he's stripped again. Baltimore State can't get on it, unfortunately, however. And Ole Miss gets a lucky recovery there as John Greco stripped that one out. Now 2nd and 12. Washington gets away, and he's able to pick up about 3 on the counter play. Baltimore State burns their 2nd timeout. And Ole Miss just 3 yards away from putting this game away and ending the comeback hopes. But William Burns with a stop in the backfield. And Baltimore State will get the ball back with about 1:20 to go. And the comeback could happen. This would be a monumental comeback. They were down 28 points at the half. Hobbs gets out of bounds. It's now 1st and 10 from the 32. Hobbs going to throw right side, completed to Henley. He gets out of bounds. That stops the clock, makes it 2nd and 3. Hobbs under center. He'll drop back. And he's going to look down the field. That's a very dangerous throw, but Dustin Scott comes up with it. He's into Ole Miss territory up to the 43. Baltimore State goes no huddle. 1st and 10. Hobbs going to roll to his left. Throws left side, and he probably should have thrown that away because Coleman's not even going to get out of bounds, and he loses 3 on the play. Baltimore State hurries back. Time's a ticking. 2nd and 13. Hobbs rolls to his right. Throws over the middle. Finds Mentor. Mentor picks up about 10 on the play. And Julius Hobbs is injured. So he's going to have to come out. Out comes Rodiani Ferrioni, who hurries to the line. Now 3rd and 4. Ferrioni going to roll to his right. Escapes the defense. He's going to pick up a big 1st down. Steps out of bounds at about the 17. So now Baltimore State in field goal range. But knowing Lewis Gibson Sr., he's not going to go for the tie. He's not going to go for overtime. He's going to go for the win. Ferrioni throws, and it's incomplete. Tipped away by Smith. 15 seconds to go. Now 2nd and 10. Ferrioni throws offside, and Turner just couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. That's going to lead to 3rd and 10. Ferrioni in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. Ferrioni throws over the middle. It's intercepted. Jones with the interception, and all the air has just been sucked out of the Baltimore State sideline as they took a chance when they could have just settled for the field goal. They wanted to win, but they came up short. Ole Miss nails it out, and they survive the scare from Baltimore State. 37-34 is your final, and there just has to be a lot of disappointment on the Baltimore State sideline because, honestly, you could have just settled for the field goal and sent it to overtime with all the momentum you had, but instead you throw a pick late in the game when you didn't need to throw it at all. And as they say, them's the breaks. Julius Hobbs, 27-52, 271 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Rodiani Ferrioni, 0 for 3, and that pick that ended up sealing the fate of Baltimore State. Baltimore State ran for 96 yards as a team, but nobody had more than 26 yards on the ground. Jalen Morrison led the team with 6 catches for 65 yards. Hobart, Scott, and Rutledge all had touchdown catches. But again, this is a similar fashion to which Baltimore State lost to Minnesota and Auburn by taking risks late in the game. I mean, either they work for you or they don't. It is what it is. But you know the media is going to second guess that decision all week long. But still, it was very impressive to come back in the second half after being down 28 at the half and bringing themselves within 3 against a very good Ole Miss squad. Trent James went 10 of 12 for them, 95 yards and a touchdown before getting injured. George Lee did what he could, 4 of 8 for 31 yards. He just wasn't very effective at all. He actually was the one who fumbled at the goal line as well, so shame on him pretty much if you're an Ole Miss fan. Donald Washington ran for 83 yards on 17 carries, also had 3 touchdowns, but 2 critical fumbles late in the game, one of which was the return to the 11-yard line. All in all, this was a very good Ole Miss team. I mean, their defense just absolutely swarmed this Baltimore State running game, and they made it really hard for Hobbs to find any passing lanes, which led to a lot of tipped balls and the interception that happened as well. But Hobbs bounced back and nearly led his team to a huge comeback, like I mentioned. His injury is fine. He just bruised his sternum as well and just couldn't return in time. But Ferrioni, I don't blame him. That's a really tough situation to be brought into, and he did what he could. He did what was asked of him. It just didn't work out. So now here's an update on a few recruits. Jason Smith from Lackawanna College in Pennsylvania will be signing on with Baltimore State for next season, as will John Bowers, who's picked Baltimore State over Penn State, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Cato Ridley has decided to go to Baltimore State over Florida State and Virginia Tech. DeJuan Blaylock is signed with Baltimore State over Washington State. And Rafael Rescorla also signed with Baltimore State. So pretty much any player that Rigo's made outside of the one with his actual name has pretty much signed with Baltimore State. Roman Cinder signed with us, Rodiani Farioni signed with us, and now Rafael Rescorla is signed with us. Baltimore State is still in a very tight battle for Jeremy Parker with Miami, Florida, and Florida State. I'll keep you guys updated on that one. And Jordan Spain seems to be leaning towards Baltimore State, which is no surprise there. But all indications show that he's probably going to sign with them. George Turner is currently debating between Marshall, Baltimore State, Bowling Green, and West Virginia. He's very high on Marshall, so that's probably where he's going to go. Keith Ford is looking at Navy, Minnesota, Baltimore State, and Oregon right now, but it's looking like he's going to go to Navy, so he'll stay in Maryland, but he won't be going to Baltimore State, it looks like. And Landon Petaway is still very high on Illinois over Baltimore State and Penn State. Baltimore State and Penn State are still alive, but it looks like Illinois is his preferred school. And with Cato Ridley signing with Baltimore State, I don't like the chances of Petaway coming to Baltimore. That's going to do it for the recruiting update. Now we look at the top 25. Notre Dame and Minnesota still 1-2, but we have a new number 3 as Oregon moves up to 3. Stanford loses the number 1 Notre Dame. They only drop back to 8. And I swear these service academies do so well. Army's number 5, Air Force is number 10. And even though Navy isn't ranked right now, usually they're somewhere lurking around the rankings if they're not actually in the rankings. So that'll be interesting. Florida State, like I said, lost to NC State, so they dropped to 25. So we'll still be facing a ranked team this week. And looking at the first BCS rankings, we got Notre Dame and Minnesota at 1-2. But you have Oregon, North Carolina, Texas, and Army right behind them. All of whom are undefeated, and don't sleep on Air Force either. Derek Towns still number 1 on the Heisman watch, but now his teammate Carter, the running back, also up there as well. Ron Long from Auburn is 5th. Chris Hall is 2nd from North Carolina. And then Love from Western Michigan is 4th. So we got a new class of people in the Heisman watch. We'll have to see what happens with that. So this week we take on a very familiar foe as Baltimore State heads down to Tallahassee to take on Florida State. The Seminoles have always given Baltimore State a rough time, even before the sanctions before year 7 of the series. And I don't expect anything different this year. Even though they've lost a few players, they're still a very, very imposing team. That being said, they've lost 3 of their last 4 games, including 2 straight. So they could be reeling heading into this game. And either they'll be really pissed off for greatness in this game, or we'll be able to take advantage of a weaker Florida State team. We'll just have to see. But with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the sub button if you are new to the channel, and make sure you turn your notifications on to join the notification gang. That way, every time I upload a video, you guys will be notified. That is going to do it for me, guys. You have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day and whenever you're watching this. Like I always say, guys, no matter what happens, make sure you keep that mofo rolling. I love y'all 3000. I'm out 5000. Deuces.